this guy that I used to watch about 3 months ago before I got into my whole journey with Christ. Yeah, he hasn't posted in a long time. Brez Scales or Brez, don't know if you watch him. He's about 19 to 20 years old. Got a GT3 RS Porsche. And I think he was making the video with this guy called TJR. He's even more rich. He's like stupid rich. Like these guys got Conan. I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce it right, but Conan Zig. Like if you guys know Conan Zig, I'm probably gonna get fried. But I can't think I'm saying it right. But like for young guys under 30 to be having these cars is crazy. And don't get me wrong, it's definitely inspiring. But this is my, the dilemma that I have in my head. You see, I know that 2 years ago, as that same boy that I'm trying to, what I'm talking about, I say that this channel's for the boy 2 years ago and me that needed these type of videos to get out of his spot quicker or better, or just to have someone that understood him. Yeah. And I remembered after watching this video, I remembered that around the same time, I had what I've been consuming a lot of this content. I'm getting really rich. I'm really rich. And, rich at 16, 17, whatever. I was consuming a lot of this content. And I realized that, in consuming all this content, it kind of made this sense where it was like unrealistic goals. I'm gonna tell you why. When you see guys like me who are like, almost idolizing guys like Brez Scales or TJR or whatever, we were doing that because, they have a lot of money, they define the odds, cool. But then what I realized is that, if you're putting in these kids' heads, kids like me 2 years ago who weren't in the best mental space or, needed something to, look forward to hope for, just needed something, yeah. And then you're consuming this content, which is, super unrealistic. Like, we're talking like top 1% of guys right here, financially. And you're consuming this type of content. What you're seeing online, what ideas getting put in your head is that, once I get there, once I get to that level of wealth at this age, I will be happy. Or once I get to this level of wealth at a certain age or whatever, I will be fulfilled in my heart. And that's my problem with it. I feel like all this content about being rich or whatever is cool, because, showing how you can defy the odds or whatever. But, it's unrealistic because, let's be real, not all of us are gonna get there. Not all of us are gonna reach that level of wealth. Let's take the fact there's not enough money to go around. So then think about it. What are you doing to these kids when they don't reach that? They don't reach that level of wealth. What's that doing that to their mental health? And then it's made me realize how like influence is very important on a young kid's brain. Especially with these big platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you can get positive influences that will have positive outcomes on their life and their actions in their everyday life. Or you can keep showing them negative content, which will have very negative effects on their life, And I think what needs to get promoted more is this whole sense and, vibe about, being individual, being creative, finding what the best you is. That's what needs to be more talked about. That's why I really value what guys like Pharrell Williams are saying, you know, about being your best creative self, seeing what you can create. You know, the world doesn't want to see how well you can recreate what this other guy is doing or what he's doing. Be individual. The world wants to see what you can create. The world wants to see what you see in the world, how you view life, you know. But it's hard. It's hard to be individual. I'm kind of seeing this as my own documentary in a way, where I'm documenting my path to find who that guy is. And I mean who me is, that I'm the best version of myself, finding, my sense of creativity, finding a way to express my creativity, finding a way to help the people around me, help the people that I can't even reach physically, help people all over the world, finding my spot, finding what I'm really, really good at, finding me basically. And maybe along the way I can inspire people, man, who knows. But my biggest goal in all of this is just, can I just stay true to myself, my beliefs in God, my belief in Christ, my relationship with Him, my ability to surrender to Him. All of this comes into play for real. And that's why I say it really is an exciting journey for me. Like, I find it so surprising that I've started this YouTube channel. Like, if you would have said a long time ago that I would have started this, I would have laughed at you again, because I really didn't want to put myself out there. But now, I know God is calling me to create, or no matter how hard it gets to fulfill this journey, no matter the backlash I get, I have to do what's best for me. Hopefully we can reach that level of influence where the people that I'm consuming content right now, value from right now, maybe I can reach the point where I'm giving out the same amount of value or even more. And I really do have that self-belief in myself, man. I know that as long as I'm seeking the kingdom of Christ first, the rest will come, and I need to just focus on that first. So yeah, man, like, it really is a journey, but an exciting one. With this fire coming up, just everything, man. Like, especially 2025, man. Like, what a weird year. The highs and lows of it. And, like, for example, for me, this fight is a chance to turn it around, to get like 10 red flags from this year and get one green one that stands out. That's a lot, man. That will be it, man. I'm just, that's my thoughts for this week, really. No real, amazing editing or whatever. Just my thoughts, really. Just wanted them to get me in my chest, And maybe a person's watching this, man. If you are, cool. If you're not, cool. But maybe one day I'll reach people and I'll find who my authentic self is. And, that's why I'm trying to learn things like film, that's a way to express your ideas, isn't it? The way you see artists express their way through music, different genres, R&B, rap, jazz. It's all just a way of expression. It's all just a way of storytelling, just in different ways. So yeah, man. Let's just hope we can stay on this path. We can stay purpose driven by Christ. You know, we got the Mac Mini now. Got all the gear, you know. God keeps providing us with the circumstances to, somehow get this stuff, and the ambition to know if I can do it. But yeah, man, it really is a marathon, and I just can't wait to see who I am at the end of the tunnel.